All right, so welcome to Virtual Competitive Algebra Seminar. Today, I am happy to introduce my colleague, Tony Puthanpurakal from IIT Bombay. He will speak on homological algebra over complete intersections. Of course, he can speak on many other topics, but I asked him for this topic specifically. He has done some very interesting work, and I hope he will talk about it sometime during the seminar. So, Tony, I invite you to begin your seminar.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So let us begin. This is our homological algebra over complete intersections. So let us begin with what is called Eisenberg operators. So throughout Q is a commutative Noetherian ring, and F, which is a sequence of a Q regular sequence. You go mod F, so that ring is A. That F mod F square is a free A module on the images of F1 up to Fc. So let F be any complex of free A modules. Okay, it's very general, F be any complex of free A modules. Now choose a sequence of free Q modules Fi tilde and maps delta tilde between them. So that F tilde, you have a sequence. This will not be a complex, but F bar, F is A tensor F tilde. That is, if you go mod A, you get the original complex. This is step one. Now, because you go mod A, you get the original complex. So this is the del square is a partial of F tilde. So del square is 0 mod F. So del square we can write as summation j equal to 1 to c fj tj tilde, where tj tilde from fi to fi minus 2 are linear maps for every I. And this is step 2. For step 3, you just go mod. This should be A. Sorry, it's written B. It should be A. A tensor Tj. Okay, so this operators T1 up to Tc are called Eisenberg operators associated to F. So I'll begin with an example. So example is Q is Z and F is F1 is 8, so that A is 8. Let F be the minimal free A model resolution of the module Z mod 4. The F looks like this. For F tilde, we may choose F tilde is 2, 4, 2, 8. I mean, we just go mod and the same thing. So del square tilde is 8, which is F dot 1. So T tilde is 1. So T is the isomorphism from F5 plus 2 to F5, which sends Z mod 8 to Z mod 8. Okay, so this is just iso. Okay. So properties of Eisenberg operators. The map Tj is homomorphism of complexes of degree minus 2. That is Tj delta is delta Tj. So for a proof, we have summation over j fj Tj tilde delta tilde. You will take the fj and Tj tilde common del tilde. The thing in the bracket is del tilde square. So you have in between del tilde cube. So you take it again commutative. So you take summation fj tilde to the right, and so you have this. Now we use the fact that the elements fj form a free basis of f mod f square. So we obtain that tj tilde is delta tj modulo f. So tj delta, if you go mod, you get delta tj. Okay, so this is the first property. The second property is the maps Tj is independent of the choice made in step 2. So for j equal to 1 to see if Tj prime is another choice, then summation j fj Tj tilde is summation j fj Tj prime. So we have summation j fj Tj tilde minus Tj tilde prime is 0. So again we use the fact that the fj form a free basis of f mod f square. So we obtain that Tj is Tj prime modulo f. So Tj is A tensor Tj tilde, which was A tensor Tj prime. Okay. So naturality, let G be another complex and let Sj for j equal to 1 to c with Eisenbart operators of G. If f from f to g is a homomorphism of complexes, then f Tj is homotopic to Sjf for j equal to 1 to c. So then, this requires a proof, okay, but I mean it's not that difficult. It's an Eisenberg's paper. So the property, one very obvious consequence of that is the Eisenberg operators commute up to homotopy. So we want to show that Ti Tj is homotopic to T. So it should be Tj Ti, not Ti Tj. Tj Ti. So apply 3 to the map of complexes TIF to F. So you'll get this, and so you'll get Ti Tj is homotopic to Tj Ti. Now, in Eisenberg's paper, I mean, he had asked whether you can choose Ti so that Ti Tj is equal to Tj Ti, I mean, on the nose, not just homotopic. Recently, I think they have disproved it. I mean, it was an open question for a long time. I think they're not sure it's not possible. Okay. Okay. So module structure on total X. So let M be a finitely generated M module and let F be a resolution of M by finitely generated free A modules. Let T1 up to Tc be Eisenberg operators on F. Let N be another A module or Ti apps on F. So we have Ti sends Fm plus 2 to Fm. So when you dualize it, you have map from Hom Fmn to Hom Fm plus 2n. So this will so this is a map of complexes. So we have a well-defined map on the homology. So we have Tj from x m mn to x m plus 2 mn for all m bigger than or equal to 0. Now as Tj commute up to homotopy, we get that x star amn is module x m mn is a module over the polynomial ring A1 up to Tc with degree Ti equal to 2. So note that this is commutative and degree of Ti is 2. Okay. So XMN is a module over the polynomial ring. Total X. Okay, we can do similar construction on TOR, but look in TOR, it will go from TOR m plus 2 to m. So but I will not include that, so I'll just look at X. Okay. An actual question is when is X star Mn finitely generated model over A T1 up to Tc. Obviously, we will need N to be finitely generated. The theorem is due to Gullikson is that if M, N are finitely generated and Fourier dimension of M over Q is finite, then X star Mn is finitely generated model over A T1 up to Tc. The history is Gullikson actually proved this result before Eisenberg, and he had some different construction of operators, but Eisenberg's construction is easier and much more natural. So we work with Eisenberg's construction. So Gullikson proved before Eisenberg. Anyway, I mean, this is it. So we note that if Q is regular local, then of course, I mean, M is has finite dimension. So this is trivial. So this was the original condition, but then I mean, one can prove more generally.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. So application of Gullikson result. Let Qn be a regular local ring and let M be Q mod F be a complete intersection. K is A mod M. and M be a finally generated M module. By Gullickson's result, we get that X star M is a finally generated AT1 of a TC module. Each component is annihilated by the maximal ideal, so X star M and K is a finally generated KT1 of a TC module. The degree of Ti is 2. Please note that. So by Hilbert's set, there exist polynomials P1x, P odd x of degree less than or C minus 1. So the P1 is dimension of the even x, and P odd is the dimension of the odd x. Okay, it is not, clear how to, but one can show further, degree of P1 and P odd are the same, and they have the same leading coefficient. This requires some further work due to Avramov. Okay? Okay, but we don't require that now. So the first result is due to Eisenberg. So we assume Q is regular local with infinite residue field. Let M be a module with bounded Betti numbers. So theorem with hypothesis as above. The M plus 2 CCG of M is isomorphic to the M CCG of M for all M big enough.
Okay. Excuse me, Tony.
Yeah.
What do you mean by bounded Betti numbers?
That the Betti numbers are bounded. That the beta Im is less than equal to C for all I. You take a free resolution, minimal free resolution. The rank of the is bounded.
M need not be a finitely generated module.
M is finitely generated, of course.
But then Q is regular and M is finitely generated.
But the A is different, no?
Oh, sorry. Oh, you're looking.
A is a complete intersection. So I'm assuming the Betti numbers over A is bounded.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Not over Q. Q is nothing to show.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, if it's over A, then it's all zero. So nothing to show anyway. Okay. So anyway. All right. So we have to show the CCGs are periodic for M big enough for period 2. So we have nothing to show if M has finite project dimension over A. So assume it has infinite project dimension over A. So let F be a minimal resolution of M. So we have X star MK is finally generated AT1 of TC module. As the residue field of A is infinite, there exists a linear form T in Ti, so that T is X star MK filter regular. Okay, this is, so that is obvious. So the map T from XM MK to XM plus M plus 2 MK is injective for all M big enough. So dualizing, we get the map from Tor M plus 2 MK to Tor MK is surjective. So by Nakayama, we get that T Fm plus 2 to Fm is surjective for all M big enough. Okay. As a rank of Fm is bounded, and it is very easy to show that in fact, because this surjectivity means that the ranks form ascending chain for M big enough and is bounded, so it has to be constant. So T from Fm plus 2 to Fm is bijective for M big enough. Okay. Now we use the fact that T from F to F is a chain map. So consider Fm plus 3 to Fm plus 2. So this is the partial, and then this is CCG, this is a co-kernel. And then you have a commutative diagram. This is a map of complexes because T is a map of complexes. This complex, this square commutes. So this square commutes. T is isomorphism. So by the phi lemma, you have isomorphism from M plus 2 CCG to M CCG. This is a isomorphism. Okay. Now this result is true even without the hypothesis that A has an infinite residue field. So I mean, the point is that if A has a finite residue field, then you look at the standard way to construct infinite field, and then over that, the M tensor CCG is isomorphic. Then it requires a proof to show that over the original ring, the CCG is M plus 2 is isomorphic. That requires a proof. I'm not going to do that. I also require that if M is maximal Cohen-Macaulay module with no free submaps, then it can be shown that right from the beginning you have periodicity. That is, CCGM plus 2M is isomorphic to CHM for all M bigger than or equal to 0. This is M should be maximal Cohen-Macaulay with no free submaps. Okay, now this begins. Let me begin with Hilbert function. So let AM be a d-dimensional Noetherian local ring with residue field K, and let M be a finitely generated A module. So mu M will denote the number of minimal generators of M, and LM will denote its length. GA will be the associated ring of A, Mn plus Mn over Mn plus 1, associated ring of A with respect to M, and G, capital M is MnM, Mn plus 1M. The associated module of M considered as a GA module. The ring GA has a unique maximal ideal Mg, and you said depth of GM is grade Mg GM. The Hilbert function of M is HMN is length MnM, Mn plus 1M for M bigger than or equal to 0. Now, suppose dimension of M is positive, so this is non-zero for all n. A very obvious question is whether this function is non-decreasing. That is a very obvious question. This was asked for the ring case when I is Cohen-Macaulay by Sally, and it was proved for embedding dimension 1 and 2 by Elias. And then, I mean, for embedding dimension in dimension 1 and embedding dimension 4 or 5, I think there is a counter example. So there is a very, so this is a very natural question to ask. To assume dimension M is positive, it is clear if depth of GM is positive, then the Hilbert function is non-decreasing. To see this, I mean, you can assume that the residue field of A is infinite. Then there is a degree 1 regular element, and if you map that, I mean, you can see that the Hilbert function is non-decreasing. That is obvious. Okay. So the issue, but the thing is, depth of GM is usually 0, so it is still a non. So in general, one cannot assume that. So if A is regular local, then all Cohen-Macaulay models, MCM models are free. Maximum Cohen-Macaulay models are free. Thus, every maximal Cohen-Macaulay model of quasi-dimension of a regular local ring has a non-decreasing Hilbert function. The next case is that of a hypersurface ring. This is the definition of A hat is Q over F, where Q mod Qn is regular local and F belongs to n square. So in my thesis, I proved that if A is a hypersurface ring of quasi-dimension and M is MCM A module, the Hilbert function of M is non-decreasing. When I finished my PhD, my uncle asked me, what is the practical application of your thesis? I said, because of this result, I got my postdoc. So that's a very practical application. And so anyway, one can construct examples of hypersurfaces with MCM models having depth of GM is 0. So this actually, so one requires, I mean, something has to be done here. I mean, you cannot just assume depth of GM is positive. So, so we want to generalize this result. So we note that MCM modules over hypersurfaces are bounded Petty numbers, and so they are periodic. An associated ring of a hypersurface ring is also a hypersurface ring. Okay. So recall that a complete intersection ring is said to be strict complete intersection ring if GA is also a complete intersection ring. In this case, if A hat is Q mod F, F1 up to Fc, where Q is regular local and F is F1 up to F is regular sequence, and GA will be GAQ mod F star. Okay, the initial form of F1 star F2 Fc star. The Fi star is the initial form of Fi. This is generalization of my result in my thesis. Let AM be a strict complete intersection ring of positive dimension. Let M be a MCM A module with bounded Betti numbers. Then the Hilbert function of M is non-decreasing. Okay, I mean, so in my thesis, I deduced the monotonicity of Hilbert function of MCM worlds over hypersurfaces using the following result. Let Rm be a Noetherian local ring, and let M be an R module with polydimension 1. If depth of GR is bigger than or equal to 2, then the Hilbert function of M is non-decreasing. Okay, you require depth of GR is bigger than or it's not. It's false if depth of GR is 1. Okay, so this I use in my thesis. So we will use this today also. So A is Q mod F, and now let G1 up with GC be another regular sequence in Q, and assume I is ideal by F is same as ideal by G. Then the Eisenberg operators associated to G can be constructed by using the corresponding operators associated to F. Explicitly, this is as follows. So you write Fi is alpha I1 G1 plus dot dot alpha IC GC, where alpha Ij belongs to Q. Then you can choose Ti prime to be alpha 1I T1 plus dot dot alpha Ci Tc, where I equal to 1 to as Eisenberg operators for G1 up to DC. So in Eisenberg's paper, I mean, there's a mistake in indexing. He writes Ti prime as alpha I1 T1. Basically, we have to take transpose of the matrix alpha. Okay, so I mean, there's a mistake in Eisenberg's paper. I mean, indexing. There is a very non-trivial converse Gullikson result for n equal to k. So Abraham proved this. So let A is P mod F, where F is F1 up to Fc is a regular sequence in P, and let M be a finitely generated A module. So you have the Eisenberg operators anyway. Okay, I mean the Eisenberg operators are there, and extra AMK is a module over A up to TC. That is given. The hypothesis is suppose it is finitely generated, then project dimension P of M is finite. So this is a converse of Gullikson's result, and so this we will use this also.
So is
So very general
P a
procedure.
regular local ring or polynomial ring?
Huh?
P, what is P?
P is any, I mean, it is not necessarily, I mean, see, even in Gullikson's result, you did not require P to be regular local.
Okay.
You only require project dimension PM is finite.
Okay, thank you.
So this is the converse. I mean, if it's finitely generated, then project dimension P is finite. Gullikson result is project dimension P is finite, and this is finitely generated. Okay. This is the converse of Gullikson's result. So we may assume A is complete and has an infinite residual field. Okay, and we may also assume dimension A is infinite, otherwise there's nothing to show because M is MCM. So A is Q mod F. the Q1 is local and F is F1 up to Fc belongs to n square, so the Q regular sequence. Furthermore, F star is F1 F star up to Fc star, so GQ regular sequence, and GA is GQ mod F star. So for X belongs to Ni mod Ni plus 1, you set order of X to be I. So without loss of any generality, we may assume order of F1 is bigger than or equal to order of F2 is bigger than or equal to so on order of Fc. Okay. So as M has bounded between numbers as hypothesis, we get that X star Mk is a finally generated graded S, which is KT1 of the TC module of full dimension 1. Okay. So by just so K is infinite, so I mean I can use finitely many avoidance principle to conclude that there exists psi1 is beta 1 bar T1 plus beta C bar TC where beta I belongs to A, such that psi1 is a parameter for E and beta 1 bar, beta 2 bar up to beta C bar are all non-zero. Actually, it suffices to assume beta 1 bar is non-zero, but anyway. So, and you take psi g to be Tj for j equal to 2 up to C. It is easy to see that our original ring S is case psi1 up to psi c. Then working around Eisenberg operators, one can prove that there exists a regular sequence G, which is G1 up to Gc, such that the ideal generated by G is same as the ideal generated by F. And if Tj prime or Eisenberg operators associated with Gj, then the action of Tj prime on X star AMK is same as the action of psi j. So the point is that I mean I have changed my F G such that I mean I get the action psi1 up to psi c, and I'm also assuming psi1 is a parameter for X star Mk. Okay, so explicitly we have, you have to work around whatever I gave for, I mean, how to construct Eisenberg operators of G using F, and one can get G1 is 1 by beta 1 F1, and Gj is minus beta j over beta 1 F1 plus Fj for j equal to 2 of 2c. So do this, and then one is easy to see that G1 star is 1 over beta 1 F1 star, and Gj star is Fj star if order of F1 is bigger than order of Fj is equal to minus beta 1 by minus beta j by beta 1 F1 star plus Fj star if because order of F1 is order of Fj. Then we note that G star up to Gc star is a regular sequence in GQ, and the ideal generated by G star is same as ideal generated by F star. Okay. Now, the subring K psi1 of S can be identified with the ring S prime of homological operators. Representation A is P mod G1, where P is Q mod G2 up to Gc. Since X star Mk is finite module over S prime, by Avramov's result, we get that the dimension of M over P is finite. We note that dimension of P is dimension of A plus 1, which is bigger than or equal to 2. Related dimension of M over P is 1. P is a straight complete intersection, since GP is GQ mod G2 star up to GC star, and GP is Cohen-Macaulay of dimension bigger than or equal to 2. So it follows from my result in cases that the Hilbert function of M is non-decreasing. So these are the references. So we note that Avramov's paper, Eisenberg's paper, and Gulitzin's paper are all extremely well cited. The first paper is what I mean is in my thesis, and the second paper in 2014. So I thought this will last longer, but I mean I'm Done.
Okay, thank you, Tony. We will take some questions.
Yes.
Yeah, so this periodicity of CZD modules over complete intersections, this has,
Yeah.
for large M, it has period 2.
Yes.
So does this kind of phenomenon occur elsewhere also, where periodicity may not be 2 for large M?
It is not well studied. I mean, I mean, Abramo. So Eisenberg asked this question in this paper, whether in the same paper which I cited, whether you can have period bigger than 2, which was constructed. This was proved by uh, Piva and Gautam when they construct examples of models with period bigger than 2. However, I mean, there is no good theory. I mean, there is no good theory. I mean, so for example, over hypersurfaces, one knows that every module after a finite stage is periodic with period 2. Or complete intersection, if bounded between numbers, is periodic with period 2. So there is some structure. But if period is bigger than 2, there is no structure. So it is not studied. I mean, cannot be. I mean, there is no. I mean, general theory about that.
I mean, the X module is not an algebra.
Yeah, I mean, in general, this is very special over. I mean, if you have a regular sequence, then you can make this. This Gleason result doesn't hold if A is not a what is it, complete intersection.
Mhm.
This is not true.
Yeah. Okay. Well, people can open their mic and ask questions from Tony. So you mentioned that if the associated graded module has positive depth, then the periodicity is obvious. No, this non-decreasing nature of Hilbert function is obvious.
Yeah.
But how to construct? You mentioned that there is a way to construct maximal column modules where the associated graded ring has depth 0.
Yes.
How to?
I actually gave an explicit example in my paper. I mean, there's an explicit example
2014 paper.
in 2005 paper. There is an explicit example.
Uh-huh. What kind of ring is that?
It is kxy mod yq.
I see.
Dimension, very easy example. It is not at all difficult.
Yeah, but I believe that even there are examples of local domains where the associated graded ring of maximal ideal has 0 depth.
Yeah, I didn't construct that way. I mean, I didn't do that, but I mean, yeah. The point is that I mean, domain is very bad assumption in some sense, because when you go mod superficial sequence, I mean, a domain hypothesis is not doesn't remain stable.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, I mean, generally, I mean, results using domains are, unless one have to assume some other thing, that is isolated singularity or something like that, then it is okay. Other than that, it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, are there any other questions? So what are some open problems for a young audience?
Open problem, I mean, Hilbert function, I mean, there is question is whether you can remove the hypothesis of a straight complete intersection. That is, GQ is also complete intersection, that I assume. So whether I can remove that assumption. That is one open question I can think of.
Okay. Okay, any other question people have? Okay, so in that case, let me thank Tony on behalf of all the participants. We have